Ben, thank you for joining us today. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us for the Louis Vuitton America's Cup Challenger Playoff semifinals. Ben, I'd like to begin. What an incredible campaign. Would you like to share your thoughts?
Yeah, I couldn't be prouder of the team today. It's been an amazing journey for us. 3.5 years ago, a few of us were sitting around a table in an office in London with nothing more than a few ideas and some support from a few early investors like Sir Charles Dunstan and Sir Keith Mills. And what we've achieved from there is phenomenal, really. And okay, we bow out today. We didn't ultimately get that America's Cup home. We knew it was going to be incredibly tough at the first attempt. But certainly where the team has come from, even in the last couple of months, the performance gains that we've made is a huge credit to everyone in the team. I think about our designers, our engineers, our shore team. The guys have been working endless nights in the shed to get the boat in the best possible position for us as sailors to go out and race hard on the water. And so, yeah, huge credit to the whole team. Congratulations to MH Team New Zealand. They're a fantastic team. They've proven they've got a great package, and we wish them all the best for the rest of the competition.
What do you think were some of the key aspects that impacted your results?
I think ultimately our development, we weren't able to catch up with the existing teams in time, and we've seen that with team in this competition. And catching up with those years and years of experience and expertise in engineering design is incredibly difficult. And our team, I would say we were the most improved team performance-wise through this competition, which again is a huge credit to everyone involved, and it shows the potential that we have for the future. And I'm really pleased to be able to sit here and announce that today Land Rover have re-signed with the team as our title and exclusive innovation partner. 11th Hour Racing, which is a program of the Smith Family Foundation, has also announced a re-signing for the next campaign. And, given that it's World Ocean Day, I think to re-sign a sustainability partner like that, alongside Land Rover, our shareholders and investors and other supporters, sponsors, to have that commitment that we can roll through. Already the work is starting on the next campaign, and we will be that much stronger next time.
We look forward to seeing it. I'd like to open the floor for questions. Please raise your hand and state your name and outlet. Tom?
Hello, Tom Carey, Telegraph. It's been a bit of a roller coaster campaign, from the start. Do you think today sort of summed that up with the huge lead you had in that first race, and then losing that one and coming back and winning the next one to suggest that you could maybe push it on for another day, and then the final defeat, is that an accurate representation?
Oh, I look back through the whole campaign. I said it's incredible what the team has achieved, on and off the water. When I look to the racing here, we have been in the position where to win races, we've absolutely had to nail it. We've had to have the perfect start, perfect handling, and the boat be in the perfect position. And whereas some of the guys we've been racing against have had the luxury of perhaps being able to get away with one or two mistakes and still get past us. So, the professionalism of the team, given the pressure, the expectation that we've been under and the difficulties that we've had, I can't say more of our team. The approach that everyone across the board has put in to this campaign, the work they put in, the effort. They're an amazing team, and we will be an incredibly strong team in the future.
Ron Lewis here.
Hi, Ben. Looking back over the last sort of couple of years, is there anything you think straight off now it's all over, you'd have done differently?
A lot of things we would have done differently. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? I think, as I said earlier, the design, the technology, catching up with existing teams, putting a brand new group of designers, engineers together, and then being able to get those tools up and running and working has been a huge challenge. And it's a well-known fact in the America's Cup for first-time teams that this is a big challenge. We've had a lot of experience in the team, past America's Cup winners, expertise from Formula One and other industries, very much a best of British in terms of design and engineering. Like I said, where we've come from, I think our designers and engineers have done an incredible job, frankly, and we're only just starting to scratch the surface of the potential of the team. And again, we've seen that through our gains in performance from 2 months ago, where frankly we couldn't get around the course, to now taking on teams like Emirates Team New Zealand and being competitive. That is an incredible effort.
Back there in the corner.
Hi, Matt Sheehan, World Sailing Show. Ben, just following on from that technology thing, you've seen quite a few cups and from very different angles. How much has this cup been about the technology, and are the differences that we're seeing out on the water down to technology, or is it still good old-fashioned crew work?
I think this cup has been, as much as any cup in recent history I've witnessed, about the technology and engineering. These boats are so sophisticated now that you've seen if there's one failure in the systems on the boat, or the boat's not quite set up quite right in the certain conditions, what is a very strong and solid team can very quickly look like an average team. And these are the tolerances now are so tiny between success and failure, and it's an incredible game to be a part of. Personally, I've learned so much about design, technology and engineering through working with our guys. They're an incredible bunch. I know that we can be that much stronger with the support that we've got with the likes of Land Rover as our title exclusive innovation partner. That sort of expertise behind us now puts us in a very strong position for the next campaign.
Yes, Sir Ben. Colin Thompson, Royal Gazette, Bermuda. Back in February, when Rita was christened, if you recall, the christening didn't quite go according to plan, and they say it's bad luck when that happens. Is it safe to say now you're superstitious, given all the drama that you and your teammates have endured over the past several weeks?
Well, that is true. When we launched our boat, the champagne bottle didn't smash. But I also noted, looking back in history, that Team New Zealand back in 1995, when they absolutely walked the park on everyone, I went unbeaten. The champagne didn't smash on that boat either. So, I'm not a superstitious guy. It was, a bit of an embarrassing moment, but, the team have done an incredible job, on the shore, out on the water, what we've created, the 1851 Trust, which is helping young kids get into design and engineering, the Land Rover BAR Academy, which again is helping young kids get in through sailing into the America's Cup, have that pathway, and a young guy like Neil Hunter, who's made that jump already, was racing with us in the senior team, and we wish our Land Rover Academy all the best with the upcoming Youth America's Cup. I've got nothing but great memories of this campaign, of the team, and I'm just so excited about where we're going in the future. I'd also, thanks for the question, Colin, coming from you, I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank Bermuda for putting on an incredible event here. They've been such welcoming hosts. We've been here for 6 months. They're just the most amazing people. What they put on here, the sailing that we've had, I think this is turning out to be one of the best America's Cups certainly in recent times, if not ever.
Elaine Bunting from Yachting World. Ben, looking forward, do you think that the class as it now is the right design, or would you like to see any changes?
I think this America's Cup class has proven through this competition to be an incredible boat. There's a lot of question marks about multi-hulls and match racing, and I think that's been, proven that they are great boats for the racing that we're doing. Incredible spectacle, both out on the water and televisually. There are probably a few tweaks that we can make to the boat to make it more compatible across a wider wind range, and I know the teams are looking at how we can improve that. But other than that, I think they're a fantastic technological challenge, and physically for the sailors out there, wow, it's a huge challenge, but when you get it right, it's so rewarding.
Hi, Sir Ben. Chris Museler from the New York Times. I remember a picture from the Bermuda Gold Cup when you guys used to race those boats. and you had gotten eliminated earlier on in the series, and there's a great picture from the back of those boats, you reaching across, giving a handshake. Can't remember who it was. And it really stuck with me. And then, fast forward, and it seems like the competition is really cutthroat, the more professionalism in sailing. But thinking about that, thinking about the kind of sportsmanship you exhibited and the other teams exhibited when Team New Zealand capsized, it seems like this group of professional sailors are going through these evolutions and these frights and all this stuff together. Do you think that this group of skippers that you've been sailing against for a little while now, is it a little bit of a different atmosphere than the competition you've been at before? Is it a little bit more of a camaraderie because you understand how dangerous it is and how fragile the whole experience is at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good point. The America's Cup does have an amazing history and a lot of intrigue in that history. Certainly, you make a good point. These boats are so tough to sail. They're on the edge the whole time, and there's a lot of respect, I think, amongst the sailors of just how difficult that is. And when something goes wrong, like Emirates Team New Zealand capsizing, you didn't see many people crowing about it or blaming Peter Burling or his crew, because we know just as easily it could be us the next day. And that's just how hard you have to push these boats, and mistakes are going to happen. But like I said, when you push them and you get it right, that's one of the most rewarding experiences I've had in my sailing career. And I think the Cup, with these boats, with these sailors, this format has got a huge potential for the future.
Luca Bontempelli, La Gazzetta dello Sport. Ben, you are the best sailor in the world, and you all know how much you hate to lose. And could you please share a bit more of your deeper feeling? After all, you are a second from the bottom.
Yeah, well, I look at the team. Like I say, I'm so proud of the team of what they've achieved, and in my position, I put the team together. I'm responsible for the team, win or lose, and so you need to stay strong. You need to keep the team together. Like I said, we're already working on the next campaign, so we've got a great group of guys. We're bitterly disappointed to lose races and not continue through this competition, but that's sport, and the America's Cup is a tough game. We talked about how hard it is to win for the first time, but I know with the group that we've got, the support that we've now got, we're going to be a really, really strong outfit for many years to come.
Any other questions? Richard?
Hi, Richard Gladwell from Sarworld. So Ben, what happens now? Do you pack up and go back to England, or are you going to keep sailing out to the end of the Cup?
We pack up our operations now. There's a big job, obviously, for the team to get everything squared away. We will keep a core team here, analysing, reviewing the racing here. Obviously, depending on who wins this next America's Cup, then very quickly moving on to how we set ourselves up for the next campaign. And again, that is going to depend slightly on the next team that's successful. But should Emirates Team New Zealand win, and I'd say they've got a very good chance of winning, knowing Grant Dalton well, the team to push the America's Cup forwards and have a quick turnaround, as we're expected to if any of the other teams win. So, like I said, I think where we're getting to this journey, the America's Cup in recent times, is really positive for the Cup, for the sport of sailing, and it's an exciting future.
You said that you are ready for the second campaign. What if New Zealand win and goes to monohull? You will be part of the game anyway?
Well, if New Zealand do win and they would change the Cup to monohulls, that's obviously their choice. I would be surprised if they did that, given they would have won in multi-hulls. They have high-performance sailors. Again, they know the commerciality of the America's Cup as a commercial team. I would expect them to keep in some form of multi-hull and try and turn the Cup around quickly. But ultimately, we've got the expertise. We've got the support, so we can react accordingly, and we will be there in the next America's Cup, and we will be a very strong team.
Any additional questions?
Ben, you've just made a very generous comment about Emirates Team New Zealand, and you've just done a lot of very hard racing against them. Could you describe, knowing what you now do, what you think, what the key things that they've done that have got it right? Where have they gone right?
Looking at Team New Zealand, and we've commented on that since we've seen them launch their race boat, they've really been very aggressive with their design. From the cyclores through to their daggerboard design, how they set up the boat, the trim of the boat, and hats off to them. They have really gone for it, and they're proving to have great performance across a range of conditions. If you ask me who's going to win, I'd say Oracle. Obviously, in the final, they got the point. They're also looking very strong. There's not a huge amount to pick between the two teams. Hats off to Emirates Team New Zealand and Kiwi ingenuity. And it's going to be fascinating to see how the rest of the competition develops. And also let's not write off Artemis Racing, my great friend Ian Percy, who just won 3 races in the trot this afternoon. Incredible performance. And SoftBank Team Japan as well. So I think we're in for a really fascinating next few days and then into the finals themselves.
Okay, well, if that is all, thank you very much. And a final word?
Yeah, can I just say a big thank you on behalf of our team, Land Rover BR, to all of you for supporting the America's Cup, for supporting us as a team. Like I said, it's a really exciting future, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the competition. Thanks.
Thank you.